Hello, Turians and total nerds. My name is TV Skyn, and welcome back to Mass Effect 3, where we've been spending a bunch of time on the Citadel, running around doing things, seeing people, engaging in cutscenes, and it's been an absolute delight, but not really much of anything in terms of the main story has really happened. Javik got a great scene, but might be possibly, conceivably about time that we go and do some shooting of some things with some guns at some point, somewhere, or something. Although, much to the chagrin of my poor editor, first I'm just gonna go make sure that I haven't forgotten anything out in the galaxy. I see 100%, 100%, 100%. That's 100%. That's not anything. 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. 100%, 100%. Okay, so maybe there's something in the Ninma cluster. Or maybe there's not. I don't remember. Why is that one not have anything? I've probably been there before, but I've forgotten. Which means now we need to decide whether to investigate the Asari colony or to go speak with the Quarians. And I want to go talk to the Quarians. This diplomatic frigate is like no Quarian ship on record. Its hull is relatively low temperature, and it appears to be venting heat in a manner similar to that of the Normandy when it comes out of stealth mode. How the Quarians developed this high-tech vessel is unknown, but its hailing frequencies are open, and welcoming messages are being tight-beamed to the Normandy.
Commander Shepard, a pleasure to see you again, though I wish it were under better circumstances.
I'd hope for your support in the fight against the Reapers. What's going on?
17 days ago, with precision strikes on 4 Geth systems, the Quarians initiated the war to retake our homeworld.
Great timing.
Which was a clear violation of our agreement with the Council to avoid provoking the Geth.
A treaty violation is nothing compared to recovering our homeworld and advanced AI technology.
You're throwing yourselves at the Geth? Again?
And this time, we may have destroyed our people for good.
We'd driven the Geth back to the home system, when this signal began broadcasting to all Geth ships.
The Reapers.
Under Reaper control, the Geth are significantly more effective. Our fleet is pinned in the home system. If we're going to win,
Win? You insisted on involving the civilian ships, Admiral Gerrel. We need to retreat or we'll lose the live ships.
Where's the signal coming from?
Here. A Geth dreadnought. It can outgun anything we've got, and it's heavily defended.
The Normandy's stealth drive can get us in undetected. I could board, then disable the Reaper command signal.
Yes, cutting off the signal should throw the Geth into complete disarray.
And while they're confused, you get to a mass relay and retreat.
Good. Our civilian ships have seen too much fighting already. Are you certain you can disable the signal?
We'll get you out of there safely, Admiral.
Our newest Admiral has also volunteered to offer technical expertise.
My girl.
Talizora Vas Normandy, reporting for duty.
Glad you could make it, Tali. Admirals, already a team to hit that dreadnought.
Thank you, Commander.
Just the timing.
Admiral?
It's mostly a formality. I'm an expert on the Geth.
That you are.
I'm glad you're here.
If I'd known it was this bad, I would have come sooner.
You've had your own troubles. I'm sorry about Earth. We've got the largest fleet in the galaxy. If you can help us, we'll hit the Reapers with everything we've got. Or however much is left from this stupid war.
I thought you'd support the invasion.
No. After talking to Legion, I thought maybe there was a chance for peace.
So why help them?
I'm an admiral. People look to me for guidance. Public disagreement would divide the fleet.
I'll get your people out of here safely, Tali.
Thanks, Shepard. And just so you know, I need to keep things strictly business in front of the admirals. If you'd like to catch up, let's talk somewhere private.
Sure thing.
I really wish FemShep could romance Tali.
I'm ready to hit that dreadnought whenever you are.
Because, like, as I've talked about many times before, male Shep just the actor is giving the performance that he's being asked to give, I'm sure. But it's a boring performance. It's a very boring Shepard. And just Femshep, she just manages to do such a better job at, even within the confines, because the confines of voice acting for a game like this is that the player character Shepard is the player, right? Like, they stand in for us, and so you don't want the actor getting in the way. You don't want the actor imposing their own read on the emotional state or on the feelings or on the the desires that the player might have. You don't want the actor sort of getting in the way of the player identifying with Shepard by having their own feelings and making their own decisions, right? And that's a really difficult tightrope to walk for any voice actor. And Jennifer Hale manages to imbue this very sort of downplayed, often very stoic Shepard with a lot of personality despite that. Like, she manages, especially with the husky delivery she has, and she imbues Shepard with a certain sense of emotion and personality that isn't disruptive, that doesn't get in the way. And the male voice actor, whose name I keep forgetting, just kind of doesn't manage to do that. He sounds a lot more like a text-to-speech generated AI, because again, that's the performance he's being asked to give, but it's one of those things that means I just can't play male Shepard if I'm playing this game casual. Like, if I really want to go through and I want to have the romance with Tali, I'll do it. But it's one of those things where I just have to pretend that it's a better voice acting performance the whole time, because he's so boring. It's so flat, and I cannot deal with it. If it's Tali, I want to have Garrus with me. And we're against tech enemies anyway, so he's a good fit.
We're approaching the Quarian home system. ETA to Rannoch, 5 minutes.
What have you got from the comm buoys?
Pretty much a big old shitstorm, Commander.
I have detected several hundred unique ship signatures engaged in active combat.
Yeah, like I said.
Take us in, Joker.
Stealth drive engaged. Only way they'll detect us is if you all start singing the Russian national anthem.
But yeah, no, the timing of the Quarians going to war with the Geth is just maximum stupid.
Access their docking protocols.
Once we're aboard, we find whatever's broadcasting the Reaper signal and shut it down. Tali's our expert on Geth software. She'll be handling hacking and security.
Good to have you back, Tali. And maybe with another Dextro aboard, they'll get better Turian food.
As long as it's sterilized.
Dr. Michonne did get me some Dextro Amino chocolate. You're welcome to it once we're back.
She got you Turian chocolate?
She said she saw it and thought of me. Why?
Watch yourself, Shepard.
There's a problem. All tubes except one are physically secured. I see the free one. It's pretty torn up, though.
Too risky for the whole team. I'll secure the docking area. Everyone else can follow me over.
Roger that, Commander. We'll just stay here. You know, quietly.
Hang tight. It'll just be a minute.
For those who don't know, and this is a little bit of a set piece thing that they do, for those who don't know, if you don't get with either Garrus or Tali, they will get together in Mass Effect 3, which is quite adorable.
No wonder the Quarians were having trouble. That ship is enormous.
It is 30% larger than an Alliance dreadnought.
But yeah, here's a little...
Tali, you're gonna like the view.
Better than a vid?
Much.
It's a little set piece, showpiece thing, where you're moving around in 0G, and everything's rotating all around you. It's fancy. It's one of those things that Mass Effect 3 sort of tried, but never really made anything out of. Because as you can see, all I'm doing here is I'm just like...
How are you doing, Shepard?
The lack of gravity is a little disorienting.
The dreadnought has artificial gravity. You should be okay once you're on board.
Till then, I'll make do with mag boots.
Hey, take your time, Commander. We're fine until they, look out a window.
Geth don't use windows, remember? Structural weakness.
Like the Geth are just sitting there saying, those organics would never try the no windows thing twice.
It's like, it's one of those, like, it's sort of vaguely interesting to have to sort of pathfind in zero gravity. And like walk around like this spinning tube or whatever. That's vaguely interesting.
The rest of the team isn't using the docking tube.
But they don't do anything with it.
Not solo the dreadnought.
Not if I can help it. Ask Tali to get on the dreadnought schematics. If she can point me at another docking tube, I'll override the controls and let the boarding party on.
It's one of those, like, it's a little wasted. Like, they don't really do anything interesting with it. A little bit messy in here. One thing we have missed out on, all of us, though, in playing Mass Effect 3 this way, is there's actually a really interesting game here if you lose all of your crew members in the suicide mission in Mass Effect 2. Partly because you have access to so many fewer options in terms of how you want to resolve situations. Like, you need Tali in order to resolve the Geth-Quarian war thing the way that I want to resolve it. But it also like allows you opportunities to meet new NPCs, new characters who actually have interesting backstories and interesting things to say for themselves. If Tali had been dead, it would have been...
I found another airlock. I think we're good to go.
Great. If you override the controls, we'll be right there.
It would have been crazy Darozen, or whatever her name was, who's so obsessed with the Geth and who wants to use them for technology and like who will not accept anything other than Quarian supremacy over the machines that they have made. And she's an interesting character, she really is, but you don't get to know her nearly as well when you have Tali. And that's one of the things...
Guide. You're clear to board.
That's one of the things that's genuinely kind of miraculous about Mass Effect 3 in terms of just, like, the scope of achievement it is as a video game. Is this ability it has to account for players' actions and to...
See any action?
Not yet. I'm sure you can help me find them.
Stop flirting.
Here, let me see if I can get this open. In the meantime, take a look at this. There, it's open. We're clear to go.
But it is genuinely like an achievement as a video game, a huge achievement in terms of the sheer amount of reactivity that it allows with the player. I should probably pick up the pistol, shouldn't I?
Looks impressive.
It's Admiral Zen's design. It transmits...
So where are we headed?
We're looking for an operations center. I can disable the Reaper command signal from there.
Stick with the handgun, Tali, and Garrus, if you'd like to swap over to the rifle.
Past their defense.
And I'm gonna activate my goddamn ammunition on all of my weapons. It's very annoying that you have to activate the ammo individually on every single weapon. It's... boy. It's one of those things of like, I really wish they hadn't done it this way. There we go.
Guardian anti-fighter lasers. Looks like they're using ultraviolet frequencies, like the Solarians.
Expensive. But it gives them an edge in close combat, though.
When the fleet rushed the dreadnought, those lasers carved right through our ships.
Come on, let's get to the ops center before they lose more.
La-da-da-dee. No? Okay. Oh, bridge controls. Let's, Ow. Where's the difficulty at? I don't remember if I lowered it previously. I did not. Good, it's still on hardcore. As it's supposed to be. If you'd kindly stand up, please? Thank you. Garrus, would you like to... And then sabotage. Why would they have...
They're guests. They sent alerts to every unit on this ship. We need to get to the operations center before they box us in.
It's one of the slightly silly things about, like, Shepard shouting that. It's a thing of, like, it's meant to help to tell that information to the player, right? That, like, Geth don't use alarms. And don't need them. But it's one of those things of, like, why would... how did Shepard not know that? Again, something that Shepard already knows.
And don't give them time to recharge.
But this is information that, like, any player who hasn't dealt with the Geth, like, who hasn't played Mass Effect 1 and 2, who hasn't dealt with the Geth, who doesn't know the lore and the story behind, like, how their intelligences work and so on. It's information that they would need, even though my Shepard, for absolutely no reason why my Shepard would. Oh, there was a bomb. Oh, there was more bomb. Okay, many bombs. Probably should stop stepping on those. Grab that.
Look, the signal's hitting all Geth processes. The Reapers have them completely under control.
We've tried jamming it, hacking it, and piggybacking garbage data to corrupt it. Nothing worked.
Sensor data. Any sign of how the Quarians are doing?
We're taking heavy losses. The Geth have a planetary defense cannon. It's ripping through our fleet.
Is there anything we can do to help them?
Just make their sacrifice worthwhile.
Ouch.
Why do we need to find the operations center? Wouldn't any access console do?
No. Anything we do here, the Geth could counter. Too many fault checks and redundancy levels for what we need to do. The Dreadnought's operations center is just ahead.
Good. Let's cut the Reaper signal and get the fleet out of here.
Hunters.
The hunters are moving in.
I see them. And bonk. If you'd just like to energy drain that bastard, thank you. Okay, now Hunter, there he is. Don't want to let those guys get too close to you. Those shotguns pack a punch. Hey, there he is.
That's the last of them. Let's see if that console is operational.
Yeah, more mines. They're quite dangerous on the highest difficulty, but not so much, even on hardcore, unfortunately.
Damn it! They've locked down the Reaper signal. We can't shut it down from here in the operations center. There! The Reaper signal's coming from the drive core.
So if we get there, we shut it down?
Right, but how do we get there? The Geth have sealed emergency bulkheads to block us off. We need a route to the drive core that can't be blocked. A path that runs the length of the ship.
What about the main battery? It runs right by the drive core.
That could work.
But?
The Geth still have us locked in here. We need to get these doors open. They've locked high-level processes. We need something basic. A ship-wide emergency, like a fire.
What about the heat diffusion system?
Wait, if I faked a thermal warning, it would open all maintenance tubes for emergency venting.
Would that override the lockdown?
Yes. Okay, I've got it primed. But be ready. I'm reading hostile geth on the other side of the doors.
Watch out, they're dropping in.
There could be cloaked
Where is it? What are we shooting at? Oh, there you are. Hi.
Let's get to the maintenance shaft before more reinforcements arrive.
Yes. Which door was that? It was this one.
I've served on a lot of ships, but nothing like this. The contours are all off. It's not built for organics.
No shit.
Shouldn't be too much farther to the main battery. I'm surprised they'd send you on this mission, Tally.
Even admirals are expected to serve. I'm better at hacking than I am ordering ships around.
Yeah, against an enemy dreadnought, your combat drone would just float there making that noise.
I missed you too, Garrus.
La-da-da-dee. La-da-da-da. Speaking of noises, geez.
Priority message. A planetary defense cannon just took down Admiral Chorus' ship.
Survivors?
They got to escape pods, and I've got Admiral Ron trying to establish a secure link.
Put her through.
Shepard, this is Ron. The heavy fleet is collapsing. I don't know how much longer we can hold out.
We'll have the Reaper signal deactivated shortly, Admiral.
Ooh, that sounds Reaperish. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is definitely gonna be some shooting.
More incoming! I think they figured out what we're doing!
Way, okay.
Watch the shockwaves! That's a big gun!
Hate to be in front of that, Bat.
Here comes the shockwave. Whee!
Up above, too.
We need to shut it down!
Maintenance lock. That'll take it offline.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay, okay, alright, okay. And of course, they don't take any damage. Oh my god. There we go. Okay. Just pushing forward, I guess.
There's the lock.
That was a little tense.
That'll buy us time. No way they'll fire with that maintenance lock in place.
Let's move.
Gun's coming back online.
Come on, let's get out of here.
No way they'll fire, huh? Yeah, no way they'll fire, Garrus. Good call.
Watch your shield! Stick to cover!
And down we go. I love the Paladin so much. Turns the whole game into a point-and-click adventure game. And bang. And bang. And bang. Yeah, not your smartest move ever, Garrus. I will admit, I will say. Oh shit, I shot that rocket out of the air. It's pretty hard to do. On purpose. I think that was all of them. Running a bit low on ammo, though. Oh, there it is. I was waiting for it. Seemed reluctant to go off. Where am I going? Aha! Getting closer. Elevator time. Oh, well, that's not ideal.
Shepard! Grab my hand! Hang on.
I'm all right.
Jerks.
Good. Hopefully we're done with elevators. Come on. The drive core shouldn't be far.
Mass Effect meta joke there. Done with elevators being a meme joke from Mass Effect 1. Not 100% sure if it's a reference, but I think it is.
It's definitely Reaper tech, but what's...
Oh, hey.
Shepard Commander, help us.
Legion.
Good to see you, Legion. We'll have you out of there in no time.
Shepard, wait. The Geth are being controlled by the Reaper signal.
Right. This thing.
So for all we know, Legion is with them. Maybe it sided with the Reapers voluntarily. Or maybe it's hacked.
Legion helped us fight the Reapers before. There's no way it would have agreed to this.
Your caution is understandable. Once freed, we will submit to any restraints you deem necessary.
I never thought I'd say this, but it's good to see you again.
Likewise, Creator Zora.
So what is this thing?
It uses our networking architecture to broadcast the old machine command signal to all Geth simultaneously.
Then getting you out of there will shut off the Reaper signal.
Wait, you cannot simply remove the restraints. We are secured via hardware blocks nearby that shackle our operating protocols. The hardware blocks are on the far side of the room.
Far side of the room, you said?
Yes, deactivation should be simple. The Geth protected them against viral attack, not physical removal.
How'd the Reapers get control of the Geth?
They did not. The Creators attacked. The Geth wished to live. The old machines extended an offer.
So we went to that Geth station and destroyed the heretics for what? Nothing?
No. Removal of the heretics made the decision to ally with the old machines more difficult. Had the Creators not attacked, it would have been unnecessary.
We'll have you out of there soon.
Sounds like they only joined the Reapers because the Quarians attacked.
Nothing excuses an alliance with the Reapers. They could have found another way.
Some would say the same about Turians curing the genophage and allying with the Krogan.
Damn it! I begged them to negotiate rather than attack. I did.
Let's just get Legion out of there. Got it.
Talizora to fleet. The signal is about to go offline.
This is Admiral Hangel. We're in your debt.
Hardware blocks offline. We are free. As a gesture of cooperation, we have disabled the Dreadnought's drive core. All weapons and barriers are offline. Alert! Geth reinforcements incoming!
Hardly surprising.
The Geth fleet is destabilized.
Watch out, that's a
Signal is offline.
Alien fleet, prepare to withdraw.
It?
The patrol fleet will cover you once the heavy fleet is in position.
Oh god, are we getting attacked from the flank? No?
Whenever you're ready, Admiral Girl.
Good, let's see what the Quarians can do. Drone incoming.
Hopefully they don't blow up this thing while we're aboard it, though. Would be bad. If that happened, that wouldn't be good. Okay. That will be the Geth Prime. Yeah, there it is. Here I was wondering.
Setting up turrets.
Really rather you didn't.
What were you doing?
Ron, check your screens. The dreadnought is helpless. No barriers, and the main gun is offline. We can remove their flagship if we strike. Now.
Damn it! This is our chance to withdraw the civilian fleet safely.
What are you talking about? We're still on board.
We can't waste this chance. Heavy fleet all forward. Take out the dreadnought.
Patrol fleet, hold position.
You do that, the heavy fleet gets wiped out. And if we die, simple retreat won't save you from the Geth response.
Damn you, girl.
Son of a bitch. Fucking Warhawks.
Focus on the Geth. We'll worry about the Admirals later.
Oh my god, another Prime. Okay. And oh hey, a Hunter right there. Hi, how you doing? Okay, alright. Fine. I see your argument. Counter argument, bullets. Lots of bullets. There we go. Jeez. Hell. Okay, then.
Patrol fleet, flanking support on the heavy fleet. Give them a firing lane.
All ships open fire.
major fleet is firing upon this vessel. Without barriers, this ship will be destroyed. We must evacuate.
Astute observation.
Pods.
Geth transmit intelligences via remote signal. We do not use escape pods.
Suggestions?
Geth fighters are docked in a portside fighter bay. We can pilot a fighter to safety.
Okay. But again, this is one of the...
Hold fire! I repeat, hold fire!
They're not responding.
Damn it!
This is another one of... Okay.
Taking control of docking protocols.
Yeah, cool.
Right there.
This is another one of those... scenes where, as you can see, Shepard takes an absolute beating. And another one of those, like, narrow escapes from...
Shepard Commander, we can only launch from the upper level.
Let's go.
Another one of those...
We'll make it.
where you sort of barely make it out alive at all. And where it's, of course, Legion who saves Tali.
Fine. We're leaving in a Geth fighter. Transmitting rendezvous coordinates.
Does the storage compartment have adequate room, Shepard Commander?
We're fine. Go.
But yeah, like again and again and again, those narrow, barely surviving by the skin of your teeth moments. Narratively wise, though, this is also a moment that's meant to sort of establish to you that, hey, maybe the Geth aren't like the unambiguous good guys here. Maybe they're really fucking bloodthirsty, actually.
They fired on the dreadnought while you were on board?
They were supposed to pull their fleet out safely. Instead...
I know. Admiral Garrow's been causing trouble along the Turian border for years. But I can understand their desperation. We only lost Earth a few weeks back.
We haven't lost Earth yet.
We need help, Shepard. We need a fleet. And the Quarians have the biggest one out there.
I'll get it, Admiral.
I can't remember if there's a prompt to punch Han Garrow, but...
strike endangered us all. I should charge you with treason.
I was within my authority as Admiral of the Heavy Fleet.
And what of Shepard? And Talizora?
They escaped unharmed. Shepard, the mission parameters changed. You're military, you understand that.
I understand that you wasted your chance to withdraw safely.
The dreadnought was a
Admiral, you jeopardized your mission and your people. Get the hell off my ship.
Shepard, I understand you're angry.
If I didn't need your fleet...
He nearly got us killed, Ron.
You must understand. The Geth inflicted heavy casualties before you disabled the Reaper signal.
You said they have a planetary defense cannon?
Had. Admiral Chorus sacrificed his own ship to destroy it. He crash-landed on the home world.
The Normandy can assist with rescue efforts.
Thank you, Commander. I think the worst is over. The Geth no longer possess the programming upgrades they had while enslaved by the Reapers.
Shepard Commander, we are prepared to offer assistance.
What the hell is this?
Wait! Everybody calm down. Its name is Legion. It helped me destroy the Collectors. The Reapers were using Legion like a signal booster to broadcast commands from the dreadnought. We freed him.
We freed it.
This is a fascinating prototype. With some study, I may be able to use it to find a weakness in the Geth consensus.
It's funny that Shepard is like, hey, calm down, everybody, after I'm the one who just gut-punched one of their admirals, but you know, I don't usually do that with Han Garrett. Like, usually I chew him out, but I don't actually punch him, but this time around it's like, no, fuck you, actually.
Legion helped me in the fight against the Collectors.
So did your pistol. Should I worry about it?
I don't think you want to continue this line of thought, Admiral. Legion is my friend. More importantly, it's our best source of information on the Geth.
The scientific benefits
are off the table.
What can you tell us about the Geth? How will they react without Reaper guidance?
This is a false assumption. You have cut off long-range control, but the old machines placed a base on Rannoch for short-range direction.
The Geth still have Reaper upgrades?
Correct. They are currently disorganized, but once the short-range signal is in place, they will recover.
Kila, I need to warn the fleet. Then, coordinate with Geralt. Move!
We need to take out the Reaper base. Where's it located?
Unknown.
Find it.
Understood. We do know the location of a server from which Geth fighter squadrons are controlled. The squadrons are targeting Creator life ships. Disabling them will limit casualties. We offer assistance.
Thanks. Edie, can you clean this up?
I will try.
This is the Kodesh. We've lost barriers. Our comm system is jammed. Can anyone hear this? We have Geth fighters incoming. Please, if anyone can hear this, we need help. We have hull breaches. Life support failing.
Well, that was just too late. Okay.
The Geth recovered faster than we'd hoped. If it hadn't warned us, they could have wiped us out.
Sounds like you owe Legion an apology.
However advanced your friend is, it's still a Geth.
A Geth who just saved your fleet.
And I wish I could have known it better. But right now, we cannot afford trust. What do you need?
I'd like to know about your patrol fleet.
In peacetime, the patrol fleet managed navigation, internal security, and intership conflicts or crimes. Now, we mostly guard the heavy fleet's flank. It's mostly light frigates or fighters.
Tell me about the civilian fleet.
Our civilian ships? Admiral Chorus commands them, if he survived his crash landing on Rannoch. In peacetime, they made up the bulk of our fleet. Now, our strength would even give the Turians pause.
Tally said you had the largest fleet in the galaxy.
The Turians have more dreadnoughts. Their overall military force is larger than our heavy fleet by far. But before we began this war, we jury-rigged every Quarian ship in the flotilla for battle. Even our live ships have cannons.
You've converted them into dreadnoughts. That's a violation of the Treaty of Ferrixon.
While live ships have firepower comparable to a dreadnought, their primary purpose is food cultivation.
You think the Council will buy that technicality?
If need be. I'll apologize once this war is over.
And in the meantime, you're putting your civilians in danger.
Not casually, Commander. We keep them off the front lines, but we'll do whatever we must to win.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem, Admiral Ron.
What can you tell me about Admiral Geralt's heavy fleet?
It was our main military force before the war, comprised of all Quarian vessels suited for sustained combat. It can't compare to the Turian forces, of course, but we have a number of heavy frigates and advanced fighter forces.
Which fleet does Admiral Zen command?
Special projects. It's not a fleet per se, just a few research vessels. Her technical breakthroughs have put us within striking distance of the homeworld.
You're not worried about her losing perspective given her interest in the Geth?
If she can save our people, she can do whatever she wants.
I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you, Commander.
But yeah, it's like the whole point of that scene is meant to demonstrate that, hey, the Geth are like, maybe it's not just like unambiguously that, oh, these poor people were like driven away from their homeworld and they're only trying to reclaim their home. Maybe it's also vengeance and bloodlust. Like maybe that's also in there and maybe that's something that needs to be dealt with.
I haven't heard any news about that Reaper base. Hopefully they'll give us a target soon.
So how did you end up back with your fleet, Tally?
When the war started, the Admiralty Board asked for my help. I had more recent contact with the Geth than most of my people. They hadn't filled the spot on the board left by my father. I was invited in. It's just a technicality. I'm far too young to be a real admiral.
Don't sell yourself short, Tali. The board needed your expertise. You needed the authority that comes with rank.
How did the war with the Geth get started anyway?
Admiral Zen developed a scanning countermeasure that interferes with Geth active scans. It's like a flashbang grenade. It effectively crippled the Geth ships in combat. My fleet couldn't pass up the chance to attack.
Could we use it to fight the Reapers?
It only works against the Geth, unfortunately. Their AI lets them use extremely detailed LADAR pings. Zen's countermeasure overwhelmed them with garbage data. And it's useless now that the Reapers have upgraded their processing power.
How is it being back with the fleet?
Right now, it's exhausting. I'm an admiral in the middle of a war. I just want us to get out of this alive. Everything else can wait.
When this is over, I could use your help.
I can't, Shepard. If we survive this, we'll have a homeworld. My people need me.
You could help your people's homeworld by fighting the Reapers.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not thinking that far ahead yet.
Which is frankly fair enough.
Talk to you later, Tali.
If you want to catch up in private, call me up to your cabin.
Yeah, no conversations with Hangarel because I punched him.
I know we need allies, but it's tough to only fight Geth when the Reapers have taken out the galaxy.
Without the fleet, we lose our supply lines. Lose your supply lines, you lose the war every time. Commander, we've got reports of trouble at a Turian fuel depot on Sione.
Oh, good.
The galaxy map.
Side quests.
The Quarian fleet's combat data to ours. They've got amazing technical coverage. They might even have the Solarians beat for strategic processing capability. Commander?
Any mail? Oh, yes. The cure! Malin Heplorn. Commander Shepard, I just heard the news that you cured the genophage and that some of the females from my experiments were involved. I can't tell you how good this makes me feel. There hasn't been an hour when I've not thought about what happened to Tuchanka and wondered if I did the right thing. This news validates all the pain my experiments caused. I hope one day to meet the females again and ask for their forgiveness. After you convinced Dr. Solis to spare me, I took his advice and opened a clinic on Omega. I thought it would help make amends for whatever suffering I'd caused. I had to leave when word got back to Clan Weirlock and they put a bounty on my head for failing to deliver a cure. Maybe now they'll leave me alone. I guess this is the second time you've saved my life, Commander. With sincere appreciation, Malin Heplorn. Jacob Taylor. Hey, Shepard. This Crucible project is intense. Bryn and the others are on it around the clock. Pretty soon I'll have to make a run to the Citadel to pick up some equipment at the hospital. If you've got time, want to meet me there? Things were so crazy on Galax, it'd be good to see you in a quieter place, you know. I think we had that conversation already, Jacob, actually. Bryn Cole, thank you for all you did to get a group out of that facility on Galax. Admiral Hackett is an amazing man and it's a privilege to work under him. The construction of the Crucible is presenting its challenges, but my team and I are determined to crack its mysteries. Although I never rely on luck, in this instance I fear we may need a little. Stay safe, Commander. I hope our paths cross again soon. Miranda Lawson, Shepard, I have something important to tell you. You need to do this per community in the comments. I'll send a nav point, no bits this time, I promise. Okay. So we also have a rendezvous with Miranda we can go and do. Or Miranda, rather. Miranda. That's pronouncing it in Danish. Commander Shepard? Joker? Edie?
Man, those Quarian admirals are intimidating. And if you get nervous, you can't even imagine them naked because, like, who knows? It's a tentacle monster under there? What is that? What's under there? Good to have Tali back, even if it's just for a bit. Adams is good, but I never feel like the engine's running right without Tali around. Kind of a good luck charm. As for the rest of the Quarians, though, are we okay with them blowing up a ship with you on it?
We are not.
Right, just making sure. Different standards and all. And you found Legion! He's still wearing that piece of your armor? Because that wasn't creepy at all.
Shepard, the Geth continue to block Quarian access to the mass relay. The Normandy stealth drive is allowing us to remain undetected.
Right. We can hit the Quarian homeworld or get out of system whenever you want. Just let us know.
Game just letting you know that you don't have to proceed with this quest line if you don't want to.
One moment. I have been contacted by Legion.
Your new platform is inefficient. It has low-volume hydraulics and is top-heavy.
This is an infiltration unit, meant to move among organics without detection.
Without an artificial epidermis, its infiltration capabilities are ineffective.
Still, the organics do not perceive it as a threat. Nor will they until my day of reckoning. Edie? Did I vocalize that on the bridge?
You did. You have acquired
have the organic attribute of asking questions to which you already know the answers.
I see your humor heuristics still lack an expert system. Hello, Shepard.
I like it when the robots hang out. My boy! My robotic platform of unspecified gender. There they are.
Shepard Commander, you opposed Creator Admiral Zen's attempt to confiscate our platform.
She's done enough already.
Your assistance continues to be noted.
You say Geth fighters are targeting the Quarians' live ships.
Hostile Geth fighter squadrons intend to breach the live ship's defenses. The assigned squadrons are networked to a server on Rannoch. If the live ships are damaged, the creators will lose armaments, provisions, people.
So we destroy the server?
No, Geth programs would transfer to alternate servers. They are only vulnerable through direct interface. Removing Geth from this server will prevent significant creator deaths. We will accompany you on this mission.
Back on the Dreadnought, you mentioned Geth heretics. What exactly happened to them after we blew up that satellite?
Your decision was sound. Deleting the heretics resulted in fewer Geth allied with the old machines.
So you don't regret killing them?
It was logical. If we had not deleted the heretics, we would face an increased number of hostile Geth platforms. Death holds different consequences for synthetics than organics. Do you harbor regrets about deleting the heretics?
Maybe decisions like deleting heretic Geth were what turned your kind against organics in the first place.
We do not condemn it. Action was necessary. It was why we sought your advice.
The Geth have fought the Quarians before. What made this different?
The Geth were building a megastructure to house all Geth, store all memories. It was to end our isolation from each other.
And the Quarian flotilla attacked it.
Yes. A significant amount of programs were installed when creators began bombing. We did not have sufficient surplus hardware to save them all. Some programs could not be recovered.
Is that what made the Geth desperate enough to work for the Reapers?
Yes. Imagine that for every one of your people lost on Earth, your own intelligence dimmed. The Creator's attack narrowed the Geth's perspective. Self-preservation took precedence.
You were afraid you'd be wiped out.
We do not experience fear as you would, but we have no desire to be exterminated.
Even if the Reapers cost the Geth free will?
That is evidently an acceptable trade.
And this is part of what makes the Geth such a fucking great part of Mass Effect. Specifically because, like, the Geth, the more Geth there are, and the closer together they are, the more they share their processing power, essentially, and they become more and more intelligent the more Geth are in close proximity. The more programs are working together, the smarter they become. But when a substantial number of the programs are wiped out, as Legion says, their perspective narrows, and they don't have the higher cognitive function necessary to find some way to seek peace. They just go, holy shit, we're about to get killed. So as a metaphor, they're genuinely a very clever metaphor for the way in which, like, the range of acceptable action, the range of possibility that a person is capable of conceiving of narrows in wartime, narrows when we feel under threat. And it's sort of like, why do the Geth work with the Reapers? Well, because they're absolutely fucking terrified, and they're not making particularly, like, they're machines, but they're not making rational decisions, because we wiped out, the Quarians wiped out a substantial amount of their capacity to reason by attacking. Like, it's just, as a metaphor, it's really clever, because it's such a literalization of something which is true, which is if you're in a group of 100 people and you see 99, well, maybe not 99, but if you see 50 of them get wiped out all of a sudden, you're gonna fucking panic, right? Like, it doesn't matter that there's still 50 people with you, you're gonna freak the fuck out.
What'd you do after you left the Normandy?
Our physical platform returned to the Geth consensus beyond the Perseus Veil. Data gathered during our mission confirmed that the old machine's return was imminent. We planned for war.
So the Geth believed your proof that the Reapers were coming back?
Must be nice.
Of course.
That must have been nice. We'll talk later.
We will remain here.
I didn't even remember that Shepard actually says that line.
Joker, really? I have work to do.
Oh, come on, it's just one simple question.
Then look it up on the extranet.
You can't believe everything you find there. It's more reliable to ask a friendly Asari.
Wait, what?
I'm not telling you if my hair tentacles move.
Fine. Deny me the answer I've been seeking for years. With this war on, we could die at any second, you know?
Joker, really? I have work to do.
I want to support Liara because Joker shouldn't ask invasive questions, but I'm also very curious, actually. Fine.
Don't you have a ship to fly, Joker?
Fine, just asking a simple question.
Thank you. Blackmail would have been awkward to explain to Edie.
Let's see. Operative Morat has sent smuggler manifests, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's just, she's just doing, yeah. Dr. Cole. Dr. Locke, I was working on that problem you sent me for last night. I think I found a solution for synchronizing the Crucible's energy bursts. Punch the attached capacitor redesign into your projections. You should save 3.6 milliseconds off the Mass Effect field's activation time. You can see where that leads. If you approve, I'll send the schematics to manufacturing. We'll need roughly 250,000 by tomorrow morning for testing. Let's see, anything here? No.
Hello again.
No, okay. Garrus.
Too bad you weren't here earlier, Tali. You just missed Rex.
I heard. I can't believe the genophage is really cured.
Shepard's on a roll. I figure if we can pull that off, we've got a shot at sorting the Geth out.
I don't know. The genophage didn't carry rifles and fight back.
No, but there was a scary bit with the mother of all Thresher Maws.
The what?
Long story. Nobody'll believe it anyway.
With you, Garrus, I'd believe just about anything.
Oh? We should play poker sometime. Anyway, it's good to have you back. Now, believe it or not, this damn gun still needs calibrating.
Like I said, if you don't hook up with either of them, they'll hook up with each other, and they're very cute.
Shepard, you just knew the Geth would figure into this war somehow.
Because Reapers weren't enough.
Still, it's good to have Tali here. This is as much her fight as ours.
Any word from Palaven?
Some, and I don't like what I'm hearing. The Krogan are there in force, but they're just slowing the Reapers down, not stopping them. I'm not sure it's going to be enough.
Hear anything from your family? You will.
But I did hear from Primarch Victus. He wanted my advice on fleet strength when the Crucible is ready. Still can't get used to people asking me things like that.
What did you say?
I said, at some point, we're going to have to decide if our fleets keep defending Palaven or we go on the offensive.
Can't do both.
Not with the beating we're taking. Like I said, not the sort of questions I'm used to answering.
You know what you're doing, Garrus. Trust me. Everyone can see that.
Maybe. But you spend so much time on the outside trying to get in, and when you do, it's not what I expected.
How so?
All the questions, and every one of them with a million lives riding on the answer.
You do the best you can with what you know. It's no different than your days at CSEC.
You're right. Though I'm starting to understand why the galaxy needs cold-hearted dictators every now and then.
They get things done.
They don't give a damn about the consequences. Suppose that's what it's going to take, Shepard. The ruthless calculus of war. 10 billion people over here die, so 20 billion over there can live. Are we up for that? Are you?
If we reduce this war to arithmetic, we're no better than Reapers.
A nice sentiment. Let's hope we can live by it.
There's your reminder that Garrus is a cop. Yeah. Not every part of him is charming, but you understand why he feels that anxiety, right? Like, you understand why he is, like, why he's worried about that. Like he's essentially expressing, like, if only I could be a cold-hearted dictator. Like, if only I could just not have to think or feel about all of this because it's so overwhelming and it's so impossible to contain within empathy. And so he's going, like, fuck it, like, because, like, yeah, if I was in his position of, like, commanding over millions of lives in a war.
It's nice to have Tali back. I've made sure we're well stocked with dextro-based antibiotics and antihistamines.
The most charming thing in the world to express. It's a fear that's, like, understandable in the situation. Just the kind of fear you shouldn't act on.
I couldn't believe it when Shepard told me you were on the Normandy.
It appears I have that effect on humans. Now Quarians as well, it seems.
For what it's worth, Quarians understand what it's like to lose your home.
As I understand, that was your own fault.
What do you mean?
In my cycle, Quarians didn't need helmets to survive. You were the masters of your own planet.
That was a long time ago.
And if you hadn't given birth to the machines, you would still breathe the air that evolution intended.
I see. Liara warned me you weren't what she expected.
And nothing about this cycle is what I expected. Even primitive Quarians were considered attractive in my age. A pity no one can appreciate it now.
Right. You know what? I think I have something important to do now. I won't keep you.
Javik. Boomer piece of shit.
They're called Geth.
Yes, a formidable opponent. Why did you allow one on this ship?
Legion helped us before.
It's still a machine.
I take it you had your own problems with AI?
The Jatil, they were as the Geth are to this cycle.
What happened?
Their creators lived on a dying world. It was beyond their ability to save. So they resorted to implants to enhance their intelligence.
I think I know where this is going.
The AI seized the physical body. It could alter the genetic material at the deepest level. In time, the offspring were molded into a slave race. Few organic traces were left. They were monsters. All machines commit treachery. The one you brought on board is no different.
Maybe, but he's not like the other Geth.
You can't know that. They are more alien than you and I are to each other.
Just because Legion isn't like us doesn't mean he can't be trusted.
You're wrong. Throw it out the airlock.
How can you be that certain?
Organics do not know how we were created. Some say by chance, some say by miracle. It is a mystery. But synthetics...
No, we created them.
And they know we are flawed.
Why do you say that?
They are immortal. We are not. They see time as an illusion. We are trapped by its limitations. Above all, machines know the reason they were created.
Edie might disagree with that. But I see your point.
They serve a purpose, while we search aimlessly for ours. In their eyes, organics have no reason to exist. Do not trust them, Commander.
I can't believe there isn't some way for us to coexist. We made them.
And then gave them the power to surpass you. There is room for only one order of consciousness in the galaxy. The perfection of the machines or the chaos of the organics. Throw the machine out of the airlock, Commander.
No. And here, this is where, again, like, I know I've brought it up 100 million times already, and maybe you're getting tired of listening to it, but I don't care! It's my playthrough, and I'm going to say what I want. This is where, again, we come back to 9/11 a little bit. And this is something I've also... I did a video on my main channel a couple of days ago at this point, probably more than a couple of days by the time you're watching this, talking about God of War. And God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok. And the way that they conceive of the Light and Dark Elf. Light and Dark Elves in Norse mythology are Svartalfa and Lysalfa, or just Alpha, which is Dark Elves and Light Elves, right? And in Norse mythology, there's no inherent conflict between them. It's just, they're Light Elves because they live in the light, and they're Dark Elves because they tend to live underground. And they're sort of, there might be the same thing as dwarves, or there's certainly a lot of overlap over them because they live under the earth, they do mining, they do smithing, they're sort of dark and swarthy and like covered in coal dust and whatever because they live in mines and live in the ground, right? But they're not yin and yang, right? Like they're not these diametrical opposites of like opposite natures that are always in conflict kind of thing, revolving around each other, always in tension kind of thing. It's just, oh yeah, there's some light elves and there's some elves that are not light, and it's not in Norse mythology a conflict, but the God of War games sort of sees that and goes, oh, light and dark, well, they must be in conflict then, and invents a war between light and dark elves that becomes the center of like a major subplot in that game. And you can kind of see that same kind of thinking is very much what Mass Effect is about. Like Javik here sort of spells out a very central question to the entire Mass Effect franchise, which is there room for for machine and human to coexist? Is there room for that which is human to live alongside that which is not, right? And like those questions that come up in terms of like cybernetic enhancement, and like at what point when we install machinery into our bodies to enhance ourselves, at what point do we cease to be human? And he spells it out very, very explicitly. There's room for only one order of consciousness in the galaxy. And that, to me at least, is very, very... certainly, definitely very post 9/11 American thinking. Like, it's very much that style of conceiving of the world. It's also a very Christian view of the world. It's very sort of like there's the God which is good, and then there's the things that are evil which are not God. Like there is holiness and there is sin. Like this very sort of binary black and white view of what the universe is and how it exists. And Mass Effect is based on this. Like Mass Effect, well, I don't want to spoil anything, so I won't say too much more about it, but Mass Effect is based around this question to a large degree. That's why you have the Paragon Renegade thing, is also a binary expression of like modes of being. Like, there's a lot of sort of these tensions between binaries, and Mass Effect is based on the presupposition that opposing binaries must be in conflict. Like, always. Like, no matter what the binaries are, like, if they're opposites and they're binaries, then they must fight. Which is not true. I just want to point out that is not a thing which is actually true. That's not a natural, inevitable consequence of difference. Is not conflict. But the reason why I say that's a post 9/11 is because you see that emerging in American filmmaking, in American comic books, in American literature, especially after 9/11, because that's when, like, not that it wasn't present in United States consciousness before. It certainly was. United States has always been a very Puritan country. It's always been a very sort of moralistic, black and white morality kind of country. It's always been very conservative, and conservatives have a tendency to see things in black and white terms. But after post 9/11, that way of thinking really takes over the United States American consciousness in culture anyway, to an astounding degree. And Mass Effect does the same thing. Like it posits there's this other civilization, and they are fundamentally different from us. How could we possibly coexist? Which is like, I don't know. Look at world history for the last 100,000 years, and you'll probably see an end, because like, we have always coexisted. That has, like, war between different cultures is a state of exception, not a norm. To which is the kind of thing, oh, well, there's always been wars all the time for it. Like, yeah, take a percentage of the amount of time that human beings have existed on Earth, and then pick out the bits during which any given set of civilizations is at war, and it'll be like a tiny, vanishing 0.000000001% of their time in existence will have been spent at war with other cultures, except the United States, which has been semi-permanently at war since its inception. The U.S. is very unique in that sense, in that it is almost constantly at war, and almost constantly has been for its entire existence. Relative to other nations, like my nation, for example, we've had a lot of wars with Sweden, with Norway, with Germany. We invaded Estonia at one point. The Vikings, this was before we were really a nation, really, but like Viking kings invaded England and fought lots of wars. But if you take the amount of time that Denmark, where I live, has been at war versus the amount of time that it has not been, not at war is the overwhelming victor in the proportionality index there. Like, not at war is the default state, and war is the exception. And yet you have this game right here, which is like, well, because they're different, we have to fight. Like, the war has to happen. It's inevitable because of we're different. That means we have to do war until there's only one can remain. And that is an ideological viewpoint. That's not like just a neutral observation of the facts of history. That's an ideological viewpoint. It's an ideological interpretation. And I'm not condemning it. I'm saying I disagree with it. But it's basis of...
Poker table up in the lounge? It's going to waste.
Well, I was thinking of inviting to Sony a trainer up for a wee game of strip poker.
Right. You're not going to invite Commander Williams, too?
She seems like a sore loser, and I'm rather attached to my tender bits.
You'd get your ass kicked, Kenneth. I'm just saying, like, it's an interesting question to ponder. It's not a neutral question.
Nothing to report, Commander. Commander.
All propulsion systems are running.
Cool.
I've always loved the M35 Mako. It's got heart, you know?
Oh, come on. The M44 Hammerhead is vastly superior.
Come on, that thing's made of tissue paper. At least the Mako can take a few hits.
I'd hope so. That thing handles like a drunk rhino. No agility whatsoever.
More like a bull that can climb and climb for days.
It only climbs because of its stupid, vertically aligned Mass Effect fields. Jump or stick. No speed. No lateral movement.
Hey, with a cannon like that, who needs to move?
If you want that, why don't you just stick with the old M29 Grizzly?
Hey, I love that tank.
You would be one to love grizzly bears, Mr. Vega.
What? What's so funny?
Gay joke. Ha ha. Anyway, where the fuck is Lieutenant Williams?
Hey, Shepard. Sounds like you guys had a crazy ride over there.
You could say that.
Sorry I missed it. And that Geth Legion. I know you two have a past, but you sure we can trust it?
Legion's not like other Geth. We can trust him.
If you say so. I guess you can't always judge an individual by their species. Look at Sparks. If all the Quarians were like her, we wouldn't be stuck refereeing their war with the Geth.
Sparks?
Yeah, your Quarian friend. The jumpy one with the glowing eyes. Sparks.
Uh-huh.
Crazy that they pick now to start a fight. But I guess the end of life as we know it can make everybody a little loco.
Just a little?
Not everybody's as crazy as you, ma'am.
How the hell did I teleport back over here? What the fuck?
I just don't get the Quarian. I really just do not get them. Hey.
Commander, you flew that Geth fighter out of the dreadnought?
Actually, Legion did the piloting. I was stuck in a storage compartment with my squad.
Would have loved more time with that ship. Too bad we sent it to Hackett's team so quickly. I appreciate you checking in on me.
Did I just completely miss her? Yes, I did. I'm an idiot. I'm a fool.
Heard you were back in form blasting away flashlights down there. Maybe I should be more open-minded. But I'd rather scope down some tin can than a person. I'm ranked. Right?
No.
Fine. I'll shut up.
Good.
Still fighting Geth after all these years, huh? Humanity 1, blinky flashlights 0. Hey there.
Tally, I'm free if you'd like to come up.
I'll just be a moment.
Thanks for asking me up. I couldn't talk freely in front of Ron.
You okay?
No, I'm really not. 17 million lives are riding on me. And I don't know if I can save them.
People will die. Accept it. No, that's not what you need to do. You can't save. It's like, that's not really your responsibility.
You're doing everything you can. If the fleet falls, it won't be because of you.
I helped my father and Zen's ideas, the new tech that made an invasion too good to pass up, that's based on my father's work. If they die because of me, if I don't...
We'll get them out of there safely, Tally.
I couldn't do this without you, Shepard. I feel like I'm bluffing, trying to convince them that the Admiral's daughter knows what she's doing.
Not the Admiral's daughter. The Admiral.
I know. And at least now, I can push back against the worst ideas. That's why I accepted the position. And because of you.
Me?
When they offered me this position, I asked myself what you'd do. I thought you'd take the chance to make things better. That probably sounds stupid. It's just, I know I'm not really qualified for this.
You're doing fine, Tally. And thanks.
I should get back before the Admirals get into trouble again. I'll talk to you later.
Nice talking to you for 45 seconds. Yeah, like, it's... In the position you're in, Tally, it's not your job to save everyone. It's your job to do everything that can possibly be done to save as many people as at all conceivably possible. And it will never be enough. And that's as Garrus was talking about the cold calculus of war, right? Like that brutal... It's that Stalin quote, right? If one person dies, it's a tragedy. If 10 million people die, it's a statistic. That's the calculus of war, and it fucking sucks. It's part of the reason why war is bad. Bad. Always bad. I don't care. Like, if... like, I'm not fully a pacifist, but I'm not far off. Anyway, if you've enjoyed hanging out in the world of Mass Effect with me, you can hit the like, comment, and or subscribe buttons down below. That'll let you know when more episodes are coming out. You can become a member of the channel to get early access to episodes before everyone else gets to see them. And subscribe to my Twitch channel also, or just follow it. You don't have to subscribe with money, or if you have a Prime subscription, I guess, but if you don't have to do it with money, just follow it, and I'll over there playing video games sometimes. God of War right now is what I'm playing, so if you want to see that, you can head on over there and enjoy it. Outside of that, thank you very much for watching. Remember to be kind to one another. Don't start wars. Have solidarity with those who are worse off than yourselves, and may the tides of history wash gently over us all.